Luger Icons thing was already in the can. It was done a year ago. I don't know how recent the 88 thing was. It probably was more recent than that. So you could be right. It would have been nice to get some kind of explanation from WWE since they had already advertised it and they put a date to it. And then they just pulled it and they didn't say anything. They didn't say anything. I'm still waiting on the Vladimir document. They still haven't released that either. Put that on A&E. I mean, it's ridiculous. Being held hostage. Triple H. Maybe Triple H can help. Triple H. Release the documentary. You want to be a man of the people, you want to be a man of the fans, release the documentary. We have got, who do we got? We got Spicy. We've got Spicy Fried Chicken Without Flavor. Ari Daivari or Stokely should recruit Private Party. Keep them away from Matt Hardy and Andrade. Revive more appointed Isaiah. Don't lose them. Well, Private Party already, I mean, they have nothing to do with Matt Hardy or Andrade anymore. I think they basically dropped the whole Andrade family office stuff. So, Private Party, they've been on guard. They're still around. I think they're just waiting to figure out what they want to do with them next. Stokely Hathaway, keep trying to revive their career. That'd be great. That would be great. Makes more sense than the fucking asking deals signing up with Stokely. Private Party. Samoan fan. 101. Buy or sell. Mantar and Fever Cleaver. I gotta go Mantar. We gotta go Mantar. I love Mantar Super Chip. How could I not do Mantar? Right? I did the whole Mantar bellow. HBK C83, in your opinion, who's the one wrestler who was equally effective as a face and a heel? I mean, you could throw out people like Ric Flair, Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan. Hogan had two huge careers. One as a babyface, one as a heel. He had that well. I think it narrowed it down to just one. Because there have been so many that have been effective in both roles. The Rock. The Rock. I love The Rock. Nation of Domination Rock, kicking out the roof, Hollywood Rock. Rock is a babyface, also great. Right? There's so many. Yeah, The Rock. Rock was fantastic in both. We've got Johnny A. with a $10 super chat. Great show as always. Got to see the AEW title up close. Month was at C2E2. Beats out by miles the WWE World and Universal belts. You are the hardest working man in wrestling podcasts. Thank you, John. Thank you very much. The AEW World title is a good looking belt. I think it looks a hell of a lot better than the giant logo belts that WWE uses. Paul Heyman, the wise man, has arrived. $5 super chat. I bet Solomon never thought of the idea of Wayne Barrett making his in-ring return, or at the very least having a one-off match for it. Well, I haven't thought of it because it's completely unnecessary. I mean, I haven't heard one person clamoring for a Wayne Barrett to start a why do we need Wayne Barrett on this? He's fine doing commentary and NXT. There's a reason why nobody why Solomon's there has been thought of because Solomon is Rizzo with a $10 super chat.
Like you earned yourself another bounty. Well done.
Said that Vladimir's documentary had to be released soon because either Vlad is in poor health. No. Okay, so what you're thinking of Mike Johnson, PW Insider, very good friends with Vladimir. And he put a whole post together months ago, basically pleading with WWE to release the damn documentary because Vlad was not doing well health-wise. I think he might be doing okay now, but this was before last year. This was before the new year. That's how far back this was. It was supposed to be released in September of last year. And he was saying, I really hope that, they release it before the year is over. He's been having some real health issues. And, You know, it'd be nice for the documentary to actually be released publicly. They still haven't released it. I hope he's doing better. I know he's still around. He's still, you know, going to shows. He's still active. But that's what you're thinking. That was Mike Johnson. Thank you. Quintus Brown with the $5. As of now, which match are you looking forward to the most? Reigns against Drew or Punk against Monster? Punk against Monster. I'm looking more forward to Punk against Monster. Epsilon Sama, which AEW star do you think jumps to WWE in 5 years? About 5 years from now, who the hell knows? How the hell am I supposed to? 5 years from now, we know 2 people whose contracts are up for 5 years. Malachi Black and Adam Cole. I'll tell you what, it's going to be one of them. It's going to be one of the 2 of them. Darth Panic, why hasn't USA moved WWE to Tuesdays or Wednesdays to avoid the NFL? Moxley is a deathmatch guy. He's going to bleed whenever he can.
Hostile broadcast.
Well, that doesn't make it any less stupid. Much love to you too, Brock. In the chat. Why hasn't USA moved Raw? Because Monday Night Raw has been Monday Night Raw for 30 years. The show is literally called Monday Night Raw. It has been established on that night for so long. It's become a wrestling tradition that you have Raw wrestling on Monday nights. If they haven't moved it by now, then they're not going to. Monday is their. That's why they don't. Tuesday Night Raw just doesn't have the same rate. And they already have NXT on Tuesday. You'd have to reshuffle the entire schedule. If WWE could have their way, they would have a show on the air every single night of the week. They almost do. They have a show on Monday, they have a show on Tuesday, they have a show on Thursday, they have shows that air on
get them out of there.
On Thursday, right? Is that what they have
in danger.
Superstars, or whatever it is. NXT UK, I think, right? That's a Thursday show. Wednesday's the only day they're missing. We're nearing 350 on the lights on. Very close to 350. Trying to get 400. That'll be locked out. A few more super chats coming in. They get Thursday off, Thursday, they get one time, 25 minutes. They get 4 times. Oh, I know. We have Samoan fan 101. I did enjoy the Kurt Angle documentary. I do think the story is complete without looking at TNA. Yeah, I mean, you knew they were going to gloss over. They mentioned that they glossed over. They had Jim Ross say that it was disaster. Personally, he was going through a lot of disasters. His TNA run was not a disaster that he made up. And I think that, you know, it was in his league, but it wasn't so much about the right? It was about his life. It was about his overall career. They focused too heavily on any individual views. That's what the Rivals episode. They focus on Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. So you talk about his TNA run, and what are you going to do? They cover the fact that while he was in TNA, he had all these DUIs, all these different issues. I mean, you wanted to spend 15 minutes talking about Kurt Angle against Samoa. Exactly what you expected them to cover. When you say that we should have gone in depth on his TNA, that's not what the documentary is for. That's not the audience that it's here. It's on AEW. The diehard wrestling fans would love to hear about Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe's battle against Sting, Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett's. That whole controversy. I'm not surprised they didn't delve into it. EJ Slam for $4.99. I put a poll in the Facebook group asking which new Japan guy should start Starks first. With 67% Osprey won. I hope Starks is in the best of the Super Juniors next year. You can put Will Ospreay in there against anybody. It's going to be a great match. We need to see more of him. Yeah, I saw that Kota Ibushi was teasing that he wants to come to AEW and rekindle the whole Golden Lovers thing with Kenny Omega. Kota Ibushi in AEW is something that I definitely get. Let's make it happen. We're going to lose Takeshita. He's going back to DDT. We can lose Takeshita in his place. How about we trade in? We get Kota surgery. He didn't have surgery. He wanted to heal naturally. 9 months later, he's no better than he was 9 months ago. So what he said on social media, he can't even do one push-up. Does that sound like somebody who's coming back to the ring soon? He's talking the other day about how he loves to go to AEW. You're going to go with one arm? Get your fucking shoulder fixed. Then you can come to AEW. I just remember, when Triple H brought him in to be in the Cruiserweight Classic, every match that he had, he was the star of that whole tournament. And they wanted to make him the winner, but he didn't want to sign a contract. He's the smartest guy. And people say, oh, he's so crazy. Ibushi, he's so nutty, he's not old there. He was smart enough to not accept a contract from WWE because he knows how that would have ended up. You imagine Tony Ibushi signed a contract with him back in 2016? He'd be the one instead of Tozawa, it would be him chasing fucking 20% of the title on TV. Best decision he ever made. He was the star of that whole tournament. I still remember that Burning Hammer spot, the match that he had with Kendrick. And Daniel Bryan on commentary just completely lost his shit. So did I. Rizzo dropped another $20. Thank you, Rizzo. This is just for my happy day with that bum Avila being fired today. Now my Tigers can turn things around. Also, I love the trumpet song that Diaz has for your Mets. Oh, it's great. It's the best entrance for any closer in baseball. You hear the trumpets? Everybody in the stadium now has the trumpets that they bring with them. Mr. Mets playing the trumpet. It's great. Back in the day, it was Mariano Rivera in for Sandman. Now it's Edwin Diaz that has the trumpets. Best entrance for a closer in all of this. I'm trying to think of what the name of the song is so I can tell everybody, and I can't think of the name. Well, somebody in the chat will remind me. Well, what's the name of that song? I had booked a very interesting match on the last stream. I believe it was Bret Hart against JD from New York. So let's see what we do this time. Let's begin with the men. And we begin with Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. This man could do it all. This man was great at horseshoes. He was great at bowling. He was great at basketball. He could throw a football from one end of the field to the other and catch his own pass. This man could do no wrong. What could he not do? See, Mr. Perfect is going to be stepping into the ring. Mr. Perfect one-on-one with the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Yes. I love it. I'm trying to think. I can't remember a singles match between them. I don't think that I have ever seen a singles match between Mr. Perfect and Randy Savage. At least not in WWE. That's a winner right there. That right there is a god-tier pick here in Beat the Booker. Go to the ladies. We begin with poor Toni Storm. Poor Toni Storm with all the cake all over her face. It's in her hair. You can't get that. I hear you can't get that shit out of your hair. It's very hard. Well, let's see. Toni Storm, who she's going to be getting into the ring with. Kate, Toni. I love how, by the way, this Be the Booker thing is the horniest fucking thing. It always stops for that split second on Nikita Lyons in that shot. You notice that? You notice how horny this Be the Booker thing is? How it always just seems to freeze for an extra second on Nikita Lyons and her ass in that shot. Toni Storm against Tammy Sytch. Well, I suppose if you want a little bit of liqueur to go with your cake, or your pie, or whatever it was that Charlotte threw in her face, pie, right? It was pie. You want some alcohol and pie, then that's the match for you. That is not a match I care to see. Flip over to the tag teams and see what we can do here. Let's see. Did I see the Nikita pie? Yeah, I'll talk about NXT this weekend. We begin with Owen Hart and the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith, former WWF Tag Team Champions, members of the Hart Foundation. Off to a good start here. Owen and the Bulldog going to be getting into the ring with the Dark Order. Now let me just be fair. Let me just be fair, because I'm not a fan of the Dark Order. The Dark Order is an instant turnoff. However, in this image, we are specifically talking about Stu Grayson and Evil Uno, and they are very good. So I think in their prime, if you put Owen and Bulldog in the ring with Stu Grayson and Evil Uno, you would actually get a pretty good match. But that is not a market. So that is why I gave it the much. It'd be a good match. I'm not trying to book good matches. I'm trying to book great matches. I'm trying to book matches that people want to see. I'm trying to book matches here that are going to sell tickets. They're going to put passes every 18 inches. That match is not one. So the name of the song I was talking about before, thank you, it's Narco. The song is called Narco by Blaster Jacks and Timmy Trumpet. So if you want to look up the song and get addicted to it, pop that into your Spotify, there you go. Called Narco. We have got EJ Slim. There is an indie here in Chicago that started as a fundraiser for a local high school. Now the principal runs it, and Will Ospreay is the champion. That's very cool. I did not know that. I thought you were going to say Will Ospreay is the principal. I guess he's got multiple jobs. Maybe New Japan is not paying what it used to. Eric, no, it's not synthwave stuff. Just listen to it. You'll see. It's not synthwave. Hoofman, thank you again for your $2 super chat. Samoan fan, what's up with these crappy umpires these days? You could have just rephrased your super chat by saying, what's up with Angel Hernandez? Why does he suck so much at his job? I think the better question is, how has he been able to keep his job? EJ Slim, Diaz does have a cool entrance, but my favorite is Liam Hendricks from my White Sox. Comes out to a We Will Rock You remix with strobe lights. Not as cool as Diaz, I'm sorry. Samoan fan, Perfect and Savage had one match in 97, only 5 minutes. That is a crime. They probably had like house show matches. I'm talking like a TV match, a program. I couldn't think of that. Like, they were together in the same company for so long, and they had a little bit of overlap. They were partners that one time in the Survivor Series. But yeah, I couldn't think of an actual. You know why? Because most of the time, a good chunk of the time, they were both heels. But Savage had that run as champion in '88. That was right before Perfect came into the company. By the time Perfect came in, it really started to get going. Savage was already back to being heel. And yeah, you know what? I guess it never worked out time-wise. It just never worked out. That's crazy. Dr. Dakota Scorpio. You can always count on the Hart family to come through from Be the Book. Any matches with the Harts, good or bad, automatic 3-star class. At least 3. At least 3. And Steven Santos, thank you for the $5. With Triple H slowly putting his stamp on WWE, who would you say will be his guys or pillars to lead them into the future? I think we're already starting to see it. I think Cross is one of his guys for sure. He's going to be the number 2 heel on SmackDown now behind Roman Reigns. So Cross is one of his guys. Ciampa is one of his guys. Gargano's going to come back. I've got it in my mind. He's one of his guys. Those are 3 of the big ones right there. Loomis, very high. He is on Dexter Loomis. Him and Shawn Michaels were always very high on him. And I'm sure we're very upset when he got released. So you're starting to see it. You just watch the shows. You can already tell who his sort of handpicked guys are. Darth Panic, you should create Be the Booker matches and sound off game. It's an idea. Maybe when I wrap up the My Rise stuff. Episode 9 coming up soon. I'm open to it. We have to narrow it down. We have to narrow it down to some of the bigger ones. I haven't been keeping track of them, so maybe somebody else has. If not, maybe you can put a list together. Somebody has some free time. Email it. You know, we've been doing Be the Booker for almost 2 years. But I would only go back, a certain number of months. Put them all on the list, email them to me. Yeah, I mean, a lot of rumors about Wyatt. I've said it. Bray Wyatt does come back. He's going to come back to WWE. The Wyatt family got going in NXT under Triple H. So I'm sure he has a fondness for Bray Wyatt. I don't know if he'd be coming back as the Fiend. He might reinvent himself all over again. He might come back as a totally different character. Do I expect him to be back in WWE? Yes, I do. Too bad the Mets are going to choke in the playoff. The Mets, man, they're cruising. They are cruising 10-2 over the Reds up there. And I guess the Dodgers, I think, have the best record, but I think the Mets are only 5 games behind them or something like that. So we're flying high right now. Thomas Rondon, $2 super chat. Hey girl, let me show you a mount. Another potential pickup line. I'd probably, you can walk up to one of them in the bar or something and say, hey, you wanna break kayfabe with me? And she'll throw a drink in your face, laugh, and walk away. Hey, Amiibo Guru, one of our channel members, our Sound Off Superstars, where is Danielson ranked among your all-time favorite wrestlers? He's on the list, he's up there. His story arc getting into WrestleMania 30, I think, the best stories they ever told. And they never intended to tell, they kind of got forced into it. And being there live in the building the day off of WrestleMania Day, you're free. I still have some of the competitive developments, I have all the purple and gold confetti that developed. So that was a great story. That was a great night. Danielson he's going to go down as the best at ring work of all time. He's on my list, but he's not at the top right now. Dr. Dakota Scorpio, I don't trust my Blue Jays down the stretch as we inch closer to the postseason. I'm kind of worried about Gomez. LOL. And there's always room on the bed. We got plenty of room for you. We got plenty of space. You can hop on the bed. Everybody in the chat can hop on the bed. You're all welcome. Alright, I'm going to be live with you again on Friday night. We had fun on Monday. We covered all the AEW stuff tonight. Friday night, it is SmackDown and Rampage for Sunday episode 769. All the big news of the week. Who knows what news might be?
God damn it! Oh! You shot my ass!
Agent killed.
Oh, man.
Hush money payments came out from Vince McMahon, so we'll talk about that. There may be more before the week is over. They're up to about 20 million. Maybe we can get to 25. Do I hear 25? Do I hear 26? 26? Do I hear 30? 30? Do I hear 35? It's just going to go up, 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 up. There's no end to it. There's no end to it. And people online have said, my God, this guy, all the money that he has, you got to think that he could find a high-end escort service. Why would he spend all this money? And these people don't understand something. It's not just about sex. It's not just about that. It's about the power. You can't just get that from renting an escort group. In a lot of these situations, it's the power as much as anything else. And he was a very powerful man for many years. He was the most powerful man in his industry. We'll see what other news might be. Let's talk about that on Sunday. And as I said, the Lex Luger A&E biography, which was very good, and I do encourage you all to go watch it if you didn't see it. So I'm going to get out of here. Have yourselves a good night. Be well. Stay safe. I'll see you guys on Friday. Okay.
Stephen Black and Gold would still be here, and we wouldn't be talking about how terrible 2.0 is. You're a fan of NXT. It didn't stop you from fucking demolishing that everything Triple H did. And now that Vince McMahon is not there and you have no safety net anymore, and Paul Levesque is your boss, Now all of a sudden you want to love and chime in about how you are a fan of the NXT. What that means, folks, let me decode this for you. He loves NXT and he's a fan of NXT now because Triple H is in charge, and if he knows that Triple H is in charge and he gets out of line, then that's going to mean his ass and he's going to be unemployed. But the thing is, Triple H is going to fire Bruce Pritchard anyway. Bruce Pritchard's going to be unemployed before he even knows what fucking hits his fucking 18 rolls under his chin. He's the fucking Pillsbury Doughboy waiting to be fucking put into the oven and fucking baked at 375 degrees to be broken open at Thanksgiving dinner, bro. This guy is finished. He is absolutely finished. He's a fan of NXT, but he said nothing of the sort when Vince McMahon was wiping the legacy of Black and Gold from existence. He said nothing in regards to Bronson Reed being fired, and Malachi Black being fired, and Andrade being fired, and Johnny Gargano walking out because 2.0 didn't fit Johnny Gargano, and everybody else that I'm obviously forgetting that was fired because of Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon. It's not the method. How about that fateful trip to the Performance Center when Vince, Johnny Gargano, and God made their way down there before 2.0 got launched? What about that? You didn't fire all the coaches? Now you did not need to do that. You didn't fire while you were in it. You love NXT so much, though, right? But William Regal was on the list of finalists to be let go. Right? You love NXT so much, it's not an NXT champion, and yet to come out publicly and claim that he actually looked at the title because of bullshit. Bullshit. Samoa Joe had to relinquish the title because they realized that he was fired once before until he was only hired again because of all the pain. And he loves NXT so much. Bruce Pritchard loves NXT. Loves NXT so much that he killed old Black and Gold, and now we got Southside Slang in the beginning. We're fucking doing it for the hustlers, or whatever the fuck they say in the intro to the NXT. He loves NXT so much that fucking coaches quit because of all the ridiculous main roster meetings that were now infiltrating the Performance Center. He loves NXT so much that Athena was bullied by main roster management, forced out of the company, cried on Chris Daniels' podcast because she told the dress like Mandy Rose, she spoke up about it and then got fucked. Yeah, Bruce Pritchard loves NXT so much.
Enjoy these moments.
Bruce Pritchard loves NXT so much that he had Braun Breaker break the Black and Gold logo not once but twice when he beat Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT World. This is a man that loves NXT so much, right? Bruce Pritchard is a fucking swamp. He's a fucking outright liar. He is everything wrong for the WWE. He is basically the embodiment of the fucking bullshit and the dark fucking hole that exists behind WWE. That is bad. This man deserves the worst outcomes in life. This man deserves nothing but fucking sitting in his home, in his studio, wherever he records something impressive, talking about things that happened 30 years ago, embellishing on the truth, or twisting the truth around. What he does on the NXT podcast, on the NXT podcast, twisting shit around. This guy's a fucking habitual liar. Nothing that comes out of his mouth now is legit. Nothing. He loves NXT so much that he got Shawn Michaels going on and he fucking believed himself.
Oh yeah.
Shawn Michaels never wrote one show of NXT 2.0. Not one. I don't know how he could say he never ran an NXT or never wrote an NXT show. He's the executive producer. The show stops with him. It starts and stops. Bruce Pritchard. He's the executive producer. The executive producer tells everybody else underneath him what he wants on the show, who he wants on the show. from one NXT show, he's an outright liar. He's the executive fucking director, producer. They all went to him about what to do. So as far as I'm concerned, that's Bruce running the show. The guy is a fucking bullshit artist. He's been a bullshit artist for 30 years. It's the one trait that Vince McMahon taught him. And the one thing he does very well. Do not believe anything that comes out of this man's mouth. Nothing. Speaking of NXT Toxic Attraction, they were pulled from the WWE Women's Tag Team title tournament. We got a losers bracket, fatal four-way, in which Sonya and Natalya won a fatal four-way in 4 minutes on last night's show. They eventually lost to Raquel Rodriguez Gonzalez. And he's always smiling, right? And Aaliyah, who at this juncture, I don't even know why he's on television. Is all. She didn't even wrestle anything last night on SmackDown. It was basically a fucking handicap match. Why Toxic Attraction was pulled from the women's tag team title tournament. Apparently, Jacy Jayne got a concussion and she will be unable to compete in the tournament. Concussion, she's out. As far as what happened from there, I don't know. If they're going to be brought up to the main roster or not, we'll see. They were going to be on the show. Gigi and Jason were going to be on the show to do something to promote Friday in the semifinal, but they were pulled from the tournament due to injury. Jacy Jayne suffered a concussion. Oh no, Gigi Dolan is the latest to suffer a concussion. The reason is that she and Jacy Jayne were on. I'm sorry, I got everything mixed up. I apologize. I made a typo on mine. Gigi Dolan suffered a concussion and not Jacy Jayne. Jacy Jayne is out and can't compete because she doesn't have a tag team partner. Gigi Dolan is the one to suffer a concussion. So that's the reason why they were pulled. Now, nobody knows how long Gigi Dolan's going to be out or how long Toxic Attraction's going to be out off NXT television or if they're going to be called up to their roster. But obviously, WWE is very high on all 3 ladies, Mandy, Jacy, and Gigi. This also came just a few days after Zoe Stark reportedly suffered a concussion as well. So we got Gigi Dolan and Zoe Stark suffering a concussion. That happened against Mandy Rose last week on NXT, which is why she was pulled from the SmackDown show to begin with. So that's the reason why her and Nikita Lyons was pulled from the show. Now, Nikita Lyons was pulled from the show for her own reasons, vaccination reasons. Either she is not vaccinated or she had COVID. One or the other. It was medical reasons why she was pulled. Or whatever the fuck the terminology is. But she was pulled because of COVID-related reason. Medical protocol. That's WWE's insider term for COVID. Or vaccination. So, they got pulled because of vaccination for Nikita. Zoe Stark got a concussion. They were replaced by Toxic Attraction. Toxic Attraction won their match. Gigi Dolan suffered a concussion. And then they were pulled, and that's how we got the fatal four-way. Hopefully that makes sense. Legado del More hits. Which is the best thing for everyone. I keep waiting for Santos. In a match with the stipulation that if Mr. Navarro lost, he'd be forced to leave it. Practice and specified fees. A minute on the
Oh, shit! God damn it! Oh, someone's fucking killing you! Oh shit! God damn it!
So, he used to be saying the Legado guys, I mean, well, is that the right zone as well as what we saw happen? Don't you know, Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, it looks like they're staying in it now. Then we see Tuesday that they were kicked up by Santos, and he said that family is everything, and we do everything together as a family. So they walked out of the performance center. Santos picked up at a big game. He pulled 3 of them up, and then he drove away. So this was WWE's way of writing off Legado del Fantasma, and maybe somewhere after Clash of the Castle, we get them on the main roster. I love it. Santos would have been fine on his own. But now Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro and Electra Lopez. I mean, that's the right move. That is the right move. Also, for the right reasons of it gets them a tag team on the main roster. It gets them another female star, which she's not very good at all. I mean, I don't know if she's gotten better since the last time we saw her, but she's not very good. And it shows the presentation of the comeback. It really is. So, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde, it gives them another solid tag team in that division. And Santos is going to wherever he got to, and I think Lopez is better as a veteran, and she is more than the makeup of that floor, and the presentation is fantastic. And SmackDown, to me, I think is the best force match. Solo Sikoa. He might be headed to the main roster along with Legado, along with Broadway, along with Toxic Andrade. PW Insider reported this weekend that there has been a lot of talk over the last week in WWE circles that NXT would be unleashing Solo Sikoa in the main roster in the very near future, possibly as soon as next month. Now, this report comes over a month after Clancy reported that there have been serious talks about Sikoa joining the main roster. Sikoa, his real name Joseph Button, is the son of Rikishi and the younger brother of Jimmy and Jay Uso, Jonathan and Joshua Button. His son with WWE. Now, in June, while speaking to BT Sport, Solo revealed that before making his NXT WWE considered doing putting in with the Usos on SmackDown. He noted that Andrade was very hesitant about it as they put him on NXT. He was hesitant because he wanted fans to know him for being Uso instead of Jimmy and Jay brother, younger brother. He has gotten over NXT now. Would be the right time to go. Now,
Oh, bitch! Damn! I ain't know this was happening!
I want to see how old
Hey, that motherfucker! I ain't know this was happening. God damn!
he is. 29.
Damn!
I was thinking that he was 23, 24 years old. Now, I say, 29 is still young. You want to keep him down there in the rest of the year? You want to have a draft? I think next year after WrestleMania would be the perfect time to pull Solo Sikoa up. It doesn't need to be now. Give him some time in NXT. In fact, keep him in NXT. Have him win the North American Championship from Carmelo Hayes. Call Carmelo Hayes up. And then when next year's draft comes around, you start to decide who you want to be called up to the main roster at the end of the draft, and you make Solo Sikoa your number one draft pick, along with whomever else is there ready to get called up to the main roster. And at that point, North American Championship run. Yeah, I can get some championship experience. You get him some experience being the guy. You get him some more in-ring work and voice craft even more so. And then you drop the title around WrestleMania season, and then you call him up. I don't see what the rush is for Solo Sikoa. 29 years old is young. He's a baby. So by the time next year comes around, 30 years old, he's got all that experience. He's held a major championship. He knows what it's like to hold a major championship and compete at a major level for a championship on some premium live shows. Then get him on the main roster and have him do what he's gonna do. Whether or not you want to pair him with the Usos, the Bloodline, or whatever the case may be, at least he will be more ready then than he would be now. And I'm sticking to that. I don't think we need him on the main roster. I think it's internally being discussed, yes, because he's incredibly over and he's incredibly talented and he's got incredible upside. But I don't think we need him now. There are others ahead of him that I think are much better suited for the main roster. Give him another 6 or 7 months, 8 months, and then we can start talking about Solo Sikoa. Dynamite!
Transport inbound on your location.
And finally drew over 1 million.
Priority objective available.
Dynamite 24 episode. This is up from 956,000 in the 1849 demographic. The show to the 0.34 rating was up from the 0.30. The show was ranked number 1. The top 1 shows on the 9 was up from the ranked last week. Some people claim that I'm impatient. Today I got a quote on Twitter on information. The reason why you don't like AEW is because I'm jumping on the WWE bandwagon. I'm on the AEW story. I don't know what the fuck these people got from it. I don't know where these people from. What trees they grow. I was legitimately the whole basis of my back and forth with Jesse on Wednesday. Everything that happened in fucking Moxley was to tell everybody to be patient. CM Punk is playing everybody. This is a story, the beginning stages of a story that I know are going to happen. All you need to do is just follow along. Look at the things that happened on Wednesday. Look at the city in which Punk lost and he got carried out. Look at the city in which he lost that match on Wednesday. Look at the city that match was with reports of all that. When he walked out of WWE the last time, it was in last UFC defeat, I believe, was complete. He walked out on Wednesday to lose in 3 minutes to John Moxley. MJF made a mention of Cleveland in their promo before their match and their heat at the last time that they wrestled. Oh, the Revolution. Cleveland is a big no for CM. The look that CM Punk gave John Moxley after that match was over as he was being carried off of television by trainers and Doc Saves. A look of that tragedy. CM Punk is going CM Punk is going heel, and it could be that we get it on.
Yeah, upstairs.
We
Over top of
it. We can get it going into New York. It could be very difficult to turn CM Punk into a heel in Chicago. We don't even know that it's going to take place inside the outline. We don't know. There's no idea. They know seem to think that they're getting money after the Moxley one. Who's to say we don't get MJF on all that stuff? I said this on my podcast on Monday. People say that Punk going heel doesn't bring back MJF, and they already cheats. Hero of MJF was CM Punk. Who's to say that they don't bring all of this fucking bullshit drama that's being said back to television to link up MJF and CM Punk legitimately as they go through combat on television? The teacher and the student, the man that MJF looked up to all his career, was CM Punk. The same thing that happened to MJF happened to CM Punk and vice versa. They have a commonality. Who's to say that's not the reason? Who's to say that's not the direction? I'm very confident that this is all leading to CM Punk going. Was it the right decision to leave CM Punk going? Looking back at it, it may not be the right thing. Because clearly it is served as a catalyst for backstage drama. And you can see why it would serve as a catalyst for backstage drama. CM Punk came out and put an unscripted promo against Adam. Unscripted, he went off the script. Adam Page had no rebuttal because he was not really anything being outside of the dark order against the WWE going into the thing. Which I'll touch upon in a second. But CM Punk was seen as overseen. He's back on television for the first time in 2 months. I saw an opening to come out and say something that with help from management, went off the cuff about Adam Page, and Adam Page had nothing to do with what is going on for storyline with CM Punk and the it wasn't right to give CM Punk the world title. Looking back at it, it may not have been the right decision. But CM Punk is the money maker. He is the man selling tickets. He's putting asses in seats. He's selling merchandise like you wouldn't believe. Tony Khan has put so much money into CM Punk and has made CM Punk into the greatest investment that Tony Khan could have put his money to. Without CM Punk,
Come back.
We're not. You could have brought in a Danielson, you could have brought in an Adam Cole, you could have brought in a fucking anybody
tracking the satellite dishes. Agent, take them out.
Miro. But CM Punk is CM Punk. There's no one else like CM Punk. He's the greatest investment in AEW. Giving him the world title is something that is questioned. After 1 year, that he didn't need the world title. He didn't need the world title. He's fucking CM Punk. You can have this.
Holy shit.
In the last year of this AEW, the last year he wanted to fucking say, you know what, I'm done. Let's go on the fucking trail, let's go on that journey, and see what the world title. He needs the world title in his first year of a 3 or 4 year contract.
Under attack.
He did. Something like that, I can see being happiness in the wrong, at an age in the wrong. Everybody else that's been working there all these years from day one has not gotten the opportunity that CM Punk has got. Granted, they're not CM Punk. How do you feel about somebody coming in, making a bad like more money than you, and being in the world championship and being in the top billing when you've been there working your ass off and nobody even realizes that you're in it? It's a tough pill to swallow. But that's what CM Punk did. They gave him the world title, that's how people felt. It caused locker room dissent. A lot of people were wondering, well, what's really different between your WWE and shit that happened from WWE? When am I going to get my justice? When am I going to get my championship? Can't do that in WWE, guys. CM Punk is the biggest ex-WWE that they got. And the most vocal WWE name that they got. He left the fucking company, fired everybody. Couple of the greatest promos in the history of business. But why WWE is fucking going to fan. The light bomb in Vegas still looks on every
Black
aspect.
Tusk is trying to interface with the Vision satellite. They're accessing the network from a terminal in the R&D room downstairs. Get down there and stop them.
MJF's promo was about guys like CM Punk and John Moxley. But you can see why giving CM Punk the World Championship is going to be a very, very negative feeling in the back. And Adam Page took the microphone and said what he said about CM Punk. Backstage heat ensued. Now, it wasn't the only reason why they got backstage heat. Apparently, Colt Cabana was the reason for the backstage. CM Punk walks in and Colt Cabana is the fucking front guard. I don't want this guy here. Tony Khan was about to let him walk. The locker room stuck up with Colt Cabana. Why are you gonna let this guy walk now? Because you're fucking marking out over CM Punk being here. Colt Cabana's been a fucking good soldier for you. He deserves better. CM Punk wants to come in talking about workers' rights, but then walks in here and then all of a sudden claim that Colt Cabana doesn't belong. Talking about workers' rights. Fuck workers' rights. Complete fucking hypocrite. That's all right. So Tony Khan, thinking that he needed everything out of me, signed Colt Cabana to the contract and vanished him to Ring of Honor. Because right now, he's a non-entity. He's got a job. He's doing PR work for the video game. But where is he on television? Not part of the Dark Order. Not the Prayer Stream Dark Order. All because of CM Punk and CM Punk. So that caused locker room dissent. Now, I said this on Thursday. The match with John Moxley and CM Punk on Wednesday was to say they didn't take the title off of CM Punk as well as the President Line and create. Maybe Tony Khan realized maybe I shouldn't have given CM Punk the world. Maybe I shouldn't have given CM Punk the World Championship. Maybe we'll put it back on John Moxley and maybe it will be a little bit more easy going in the line.
Watch out, undies, watch out, undies.
He's not CM Punk coming in here in his first California winning the World Championship. John Moxley success. Another reason why CM Punk needed to lose that match on Wednesday is because if John Moxley lost and we got the match that we wanted, and it was 30 minutes or so, and CM Punk won the match, where does that mean for John Moxley? You can't really do that to John Moxley. John Moxley's held this company on his back. He's been one of the best performances of his career. This is the best run in his career so far. If there's anybody that deserves being the completed. The goal is shot up. They couldn't go and have the and then be banished back to the Black Company.
There may still be a few hostiles present.
It's not bad.
Head on through to the R&D room and wrap this one up.
There's a lot of problems, right? There's a lot of problems. Tony Khan held a mandatory meeting. This happened before Dynamite on Wednesday. Finally select learned that there was a mandatory talent meeting Wednesday before the Dynamite show. And we're told here at Fightful that Tony Khan was present. And they updated this throughout the afternoon. It took place between 3 and 4 in the afternoon. Tony Khan was fired up. Several topics were tackled, including working as a team, a lot of communication, and who the talent can talk to if they have concerns. The access to Tony Khan was also addressed. The rumors of miscommunication, lack of access to him, had become a problem. Kenny Omega, the Bucks, said that made it clear that their door is always open, and that they can be reached with concerns as well.
Assembling a golden
Talent would read the email recently about several of the coaches and talent relations promotions. In addition, Chris Jericho and Tony Schiavone spoke at the meeting. Schiavone had been tasked with some additional talent relation roles. There was also news about the contract tampering that was discussed in this talent meeting. It was noted that AEW's chief legal officer sent a message, email to WWE, specifically Nick Khan, that mad about contract tampering allegations. Jericho actually came out and insinuated that
Oh shit!
medical assistant.
Oh, they can't take a bullet, can't take a bullet.
And Jericho was saying that, I don't think Jericho was fooling anyone. You won't put that out there if it wasn't true. Jericho's a very loyal soldier to Tony Khan, and a very loyal soldier to AEW. He's not going to go out there and bullshit anybody with bullshit on social media like he's Bruce Prichard. I don't know what this meeting did.
Good. One more. Guys, just one on the other side.
I don't know what else was discussed outside of what was reported here. Rumors of miscommunication, lines of communication work with this team and this and that. Seems like none of the most important.
We're running out of time on those satellites. Reposition them before you
Seems like all the important shit that should have been discussed left or went unsaid and was not addressed in that meeting.
You have
So we had this
received
meeting.
an endorsement.
And then on Wednesday, going into Thursday, Monday night going into Thursday, we find out Eddie Kingston's suspended. We find out Thunder Rosa was suspended, only for that to be debunked, and she is hurt. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. I really don't. Eddie Kingston was suspended by AEW. He then commented on his own suspension. Sammy Guevara also commented on his own suspension. On Eddie Kingston's suspension. Fightful reported that Eddie Kingston was quietly suspended. We were told that Eddie Kingston was mad because Sammy Guevara had spoken with Eddie or cleared the content of a promo that ended up being in the trouble show. The two had not conversed since Bloody Guts, where Eddie Kingston threw Sammy Guevara off the page. Further, Kingston had found out to work with Sammy, who didn't have people willing to work with him after Steven Scorpio's died at the page. Those that we spoke to said there were some pretty clear parameters set on Sammy Guevara's promos to not mention his ex-fiancé, which we're told has never come up or been pitched anyway. The original plan was for Eddie Kingston to win the all-out match. In the edited-out promo, Sammy Guevara referred to Kingston as a fat piece of shit, which Kingston took exception to as he felt it buried the match if it fat piece of shit beat him. The crux of the frustration was Sammy Guevara with this after being perceived as difficult to work with Scorpio's guy
There's one.
After that, we're told that Kingston had yelled at Sammy Guevara, who smiled at him. Kingston responded by
That's it.
Sammy ended up being incredibly
Satellites are
unhappy
moving back
with
to
this, and
position,
Kingston was
and the
suspended.
building is clear of hostiles.
We were unable to reach out to Eddie Kingston, who wouldn't confirm the recounting of events, but said, I was wrong, that was all. The feud is continuing as Sammy and Carmelo are taking on, or did take on, Ortiz and Ruby Soho on Rampage. So Sean Ross Sapp also noted that on Twitter, all
He's got
out
eyes on
changes
black
were
flag to the
happening.
Lincoln
At that
Memorial.
time, there were no
Check
matches
it
that
out.
were publicly set for the show that would end up being on the actual card. Eddie Kingston commented on the suspension by saying, and I quote, "You know the truth, I wouldn't lie. I was wrong for being unprofessional. That is the blind fact. He did what he did, and the public can judge that, but I know for a fact I was wrong." End quote. That's all he said. Now, he pie-faced Sammy Guevara. We talked about this on Thursday. Me and Jesse talked about this on Thursday. You put your hands on somebody in the back, yes, it's grounds for suspension. I apologize thinking that this was an altercation between the two, but it ended up being Eddie Kingston getting angry over miscommunication with Sammy Guevara, and nothing else but miscommunication. If there was communication here, none of this would have ended up the way that it was, at all. And you can't put your hands on somebody, and he was rightfully suspended. I said, well, what if Sammy, what did Sammy do here? Obviously, if Eddie Kingston got suspended, it must have been something Sammy did. Now that we know the full story, Sammy really didn't do anything. Sammy was just lazy in communicating with what he wanted from Eddie Kingston. And Eddie Kingston got fucking pissed off. Apparently, Eddie Kingston went to anger management as well for this situation. So they had the confrontation. Things seem to be water under the bridge now. Sammy Guevara